Welcome to LearnTech 2015 here in Karlsruhe, and with me is Jane Hart. It's a pleasure to have you. You're one of the keynote speakers of the Congress. So what was your topic?
I talked about learning in the modern workplace and how we need to think about moving on from e-learning. So it was quite a sort of edgy topic. So my purpose was to say that we shouldn't just think about e-learning or training as the only way people learn in the workplace. We need to understand that people learn in many different ways, through bits of information, but also through their teams, but collaborating with their teams, and also individually. And that really is becoming quite important because now everybody's got access to the web, to their own devices and whatever. They're doing a lot of stuff on their own. So rather than sort of ban it or say that it's not important, we should be bringing it in, encouraging it and supporting it. So for me, that's what I was trying to talk about, the reasons why we need to change and how we need to change.
So the trends for the future would be to bring those places together?
Yes, for the learning development departments to have a wider remit, not just think about designing content or designing learning or training, but thinking about how they can support those activities more, because in fact all that stuff represents probably far more learning that's taking place in the workplace than training. People say that training only represents about 10-20% of how people learn in the workplace. So we're missing a big opportunity. So the idea was to try and open eyes. But it is difficult because I recognize that most people in learning development like creating content and like creating e-learning. And so that to take the next step, they've got to kind of drop away all that sort of design mentality and think about more about enabling and supporting ways of learning. So for me, that's the big thing this year. For me, well, it's always been a big thing for me, but that's the kind of thing I'm pushing this year because I don't think it's so much about the technology. We have so much technology, it can support all these kind of activities. It's about using them in the right ways and supporting learning in much broader ways.
Is one of the problems as well is that the people who are normally generating the content are not very into the new technology, so they're
not so bad about the new technologies because they're obviously here looking about how we can improve training and how can we enhance training, but I think it's more than that. It's not just about enhancing training, it's about sort of almost saying training has its place, but it's not going to solve all the problems. We need to be working with teams and understanding how they're sharing information and learning from one another and how we can build on that and support that. And support managers who really still see probably training or learning as something that's done by the learning development model, not them. So it's about building that trust with the business and becoming more of an advisor to teams and team managers rather than just taking it off them and doing it all for them. So it's a new mindset.
How great is the gap between the young people coming, which are already grown into these things, and the people right now who are making the decision actually?
Yeah. Well, it is driving it for sure because people don't like what they're getting to do. They're voting for their feet. I showed a slide about how people are actually they don't like e-learning, they're angry and frustrated with it, they'll avoid it wherever possible. And in some cases they'll actually pay their children or somebody else to do it for them because they haven't got the time to waste in it. So we're producing all this stuff for it to be not to be used properly. It seems a shame. So the technology is amazing, we can do all kinds of things, but let's think about using the technology for the right solution in the right place. And the best people to solve their own their problems are the people themselves. So again, not saying like, here's a solution for you, because people say, no, I can go on the web and do something. It's about let's work with you to find the solution that best suits you, using all the technology we have to help you learn, whatever it happens to be. Or it might actually be to actually physically learn something. It might be just to remove some of the problems or issues that are causing them not to perform properly. So learning is part of the whole new bigger picture of where we're working in nowadays, and that's changing, and learning, our mentality about what learning is needs to change too.
Thank you very much for your time and have a pleasant stay at the LearnTech here. Thank you.